Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dutch Guy's Garage. On this episode, we're doing another tech tip for a Dodge Aspen or Plymouth Volare.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you can get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself.
Well, what do you say we get thrown out of an Applebee's?
Now, on this episode, we are going to talk about something that I see come up in a lot of the Aspen Volare groups is what rear end can I swap out my factory 7 1/4 or 8 1/4 with and not have to do much for modifications, don't have to narrow the rear end or anything like that. So, something that I like to do is put a Chrysler 8 3/4 in it, which is Chrysler's version of the 9-inch, if you're talking Ford. So it has a removable third member, so it opens up the possibility of having multiple third members. So you can swap in a 276 gear if you want to do a road trip. You can swap in a 410 if you want to go drag racing, yada, yada, yada. You got a lot of possibilities. And you can still have the same rear end instead of having to swap the whole rear end. So, now, a lot of people don't know, but a factory late 60s B-body has the same track width as an Aspen or Volare. So we're talking 68 Chargers, 70 Chargers, we're Belvederes, all that stuff in the late 60s actually have the same wheelbase width. So you can take, like I do, and grab one of those B-body rear ends and drop them in essentially and have a 8 3/4 rear end with no modifications. Assuming that you do what we talked about in the previous video and do the ISO clamp delete, which I highly recommend. If you haven't watched that video already, please refer back to that. It's an awesome upgrade. It opens up your shock choices for your Dodge Aspen or Plymouth Volare. Now the 67 to 70 is a little bit narrower, that 1/2 inch. So when you put the rear end in, you just got to do a little, put your feet against the leaf springs, but it actually gives you a 1/4 inch in each side. So you get a little bit more back spacing clearance, a little bit more tire clearance without affecting how your leaf springs actually travel and doesn't affect the suspension right or anything like that. So it's an awesome bolt-on upgrade for an Aspen or Volare and opens up your gear selections. If you do the ISO clamp delete, you can put a 8 3/4 in without doing the ISO clamp delete, but you will have to change your perches to either take them off your previous 7 1/4 or 8 1/4 and weld them on the 8 and well, you won't be able to use just 7 1/4 because those are actually narrower tubes, but you can use your 8 1/4 leaf spring perches because of that large ISO clamp hole, which is the locating hole. So, like I said, just a great bolt-on upgrade. I see it asked a lot. I do see a lot of people, they want to use that later Ford 8.8. I'm not a purist by any means, just not a swap that I've ever done. I do know you can get like a 391 gear, pretty common in those. So it would be a great junkyard trip expedition to get one of those if you can find it. But I'm all for having swappable gears. If you want to go on a road trip to Chrysler's or Carlisle or something like that, where you want to go on a road trip, throw your 276 gears in, hit the highway and go running. Or you get there, you want to go, get to Mopar Nationals and you want to go drag racing, throw in your 410 center section. So I think that's just it's very versatile. So yeah, that's my tech tip of the day. All of our cars see 8 3/4 upgrades. The station wagon I'm sitting by and the Richard Petty and the Super Coupe all have 8 3/4, so we have that gear change accessibility. Now, the 8 3/4, they are sometimes a little bit pricey. They have the center sections rebuilt, but you can get deals on them for $500 and you get a decent center section. I'm lucky I have a guy that rebuilds them for $600 no matter what gears you want. So, like I said, great upgrade for your Aspen Volare. And that's our tech tip of the day. We appreciate you guys watching. As always, this is Dutch Guy's Garage. If you'd like to see more tech-based info like this, please put it down there in the comments. And as always, please like and subscribe. The subscribers really help us out. And just let us know what you want to see next. So, as always, thank you for watching. This is Dutch Guy's Garage.